There's still a lot of questions to be answered about who did it and exactly how it was done. But now at least we have a clear understanding of what data was accessed, and that has allowed us now to engage with all our colleagues on an individual basis where we go through how were they impacted. And the good news is that it's a very small part of our community that has been impacted, and those we are working with now on an individual basis.
Can you clarify whose data was accessed and what are you doing for them?
Yeah, so it was all of our colleagues, there was certain data, and it varies. For some of our colleagues, it was their telephone numbers, for some it was their address, and then for a very few amount of people, there was a little bit more, a copy of a driver's license, etc. And for those individuals, we actually offer a specific service where we go externally and get there's actually companies that do this, I'm learning, that helps you in that transition, that works with you about changing your passwords and setting it up. And they will also monitor your name and your, whether anything comes up on the internet, on a darknet in the future that can help to protect you.
Russian cyber criminals were behind the hack on Medibank, and there has been speculation that they were behind the attack on DP World. Is that true?
I wish I knew.
Has there been a ransom demand?
There hasn't.
Had DP World left itself exposed by failing to update its systems promptly?
If you ask me if I could go back in time in a month and say, would you have done some things differently, I probably would have.
A survey of business executives has shown that a majority are uncertain how to prepare for or react to incidents such as this one. What is your message to them after your experience?
Yeah, the message is that there is actually a lot of great knowledge out there. There's a lot of entities and companies that can help to protect you. There is actually also a government that stands ready to assist and to share knowledge. So there is frankly a big community out there that you can tap into. And once you're in it, you actually find out that you're not alone with this, that there's a lot of people out there that's looking to help you, but there's also people that's there to help you before it happens.
Amid the fallout from the hack, you've also been dealing with industrial action from workers over pay and rosters. Will you be able to avert the 48-hour stoppage planned for next week?
We hope so, and if it was up to me, then we would. But it is in the hands of the unions right now where they're going to go through with it or not. We're sitting down on the 4th under the guise of the Fair Work Commission, where we try to make some progress in that discussion.
In past weeks, the Maritime Union has been reported as saying that you have refused to negotiate. What is your response?
Yeah, and I don't think that's... I think the right word is not totally accurate. What we have said is that for a discussion to be meaningful and have any sort of likelihood of a constructive outcome, the mindset has to be there. And if you ask people to sit down and negotiate and at the same day as industrial action is going on, to my mind, it's a little bit like sitting down with someone and say, let's work this one out as they're hitting you in the mouth. It's not a conducive environment to do that. So we have actually been quite transparent to the union and say, we're really keen to sit down. We're pushing to sit down, but you have to put, not to stop industrial action, but you have to put a hold on it as we're sitting down. Otherwise, you're sending a message that we're not really committed to this. We're here for the fight, not for the discussion.
Importers and exporters are paying the price. If the stoppage does go ahead, how long will this further delay the movement of containers, given that delays are ongoing already?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it does have a snowball effect that these days, that when there is a day of industrial action, that doesn't mean just that everything is delayed one day, because you see now a snowball effect on that, and that you drive inefficiencies also. So even if you have a strike on one day, it doesn't mean that everything just gets one day delayed. It does accumulate up. So we are unfortunately looking at continued delays and probably expanded delays.
Is this going to affect Christmas deliveries?
I would like to think that our Christmas trees are in Australia already now, those of plastic. So I think most of the goods for Australia are in here, but clearly there is a delay of cargo, and there will unfortunately be people in the community out there that's sitting and waiting for that particular box, for that particular container that they need to get access to before Christmas, that we unfortunately cannot guarantee them that they will.
Nicolaj, Noes, thank you.
Welcome.